Good morning, students. Today, we're going to discuss a new chapter from civics, a social and political life. The chapter 1 that we are going to discuss today is about the role of a constitution and the need for laws. I'm once again repeating the chapter that we are going to discuss today is the role of constitution and then need for laws. So there might be the question amongst you, what is constitution? What is a constitution? A constitution is a set of fundamental principles, rules that are established according to which a government of a country is run. The constitution is a book in which the laws and the rules and regulations and the principles of the basis on which a state of a country should be governed is written. It is like something, rules and regulations in which that a country should follow it. It is a written document. It is a written document in which we find all the rules and regulations. So that is why we regard a constitution as a supreme law of the land. Every rules and regulations that are made by the law framers does not break the basis structure of the law of constitution. So as a supreme law of Indian constitution is what adopted by Constitutional Assembly on 26th November 1949 and came into force on 26th January 1950. And that is why this day, 26th January of every year, each year, we celebrate as a Republic Day in the memorable of that adoption of Indian Constitution. So the Constitution is derived from the people. That is, we, the people of India. You would have noticed that the first line of the Indian Constitution will have the writing that we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, democratic, secular, republic, and socialist nation, to secure to all its citizens justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. So in this constitution, this Constitution of India preamble is like an introduction to the constitution. I mean, it is like an introduction to the entire book in which every aspects have been discussed, every aspects have been told. Like India is a sovereign nation, a socialistic nation, and secularistic nation, the democratic nation, and a republic nation, where every citizens will always, this law will secure the justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity to each and every citizen of the country, India. So in such a case, this preamble, I mean the constitution contains first a preamble, a preface to constitution, and then an article. The Constitution of India has 448 articles and 12 schedules and 25 parts and 104 amendments as of January 2020. So if any rules and regulation is being framed, there must be an architect for that. There must be an ideology behind that. There must be a leadership ability, or there must be someone who took charge of it. In such a case, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chief architect of our Indian Constitution. He was the chairman of the drafting committee also. He was the chairperson of the drafting committee who made this, who played a vital role in writing this Indian Constitution. So when we spoke about the Constitution, the question would arrive amongst you that why? What is the reason that behind that we need a constitution? Why we need a constitution? You just imagine, we don't have any rules and regulations and you're left as if that you can do whatever you need. Will the society will be in a peaceful manner? No, not at all, my dear students. There will be a chaos and echoes, fights, conflicts. So this is not good for a well-democratic, socialistic nation. We need some rules and regulations in which every system of a country will be governed, or in which every system of a country must exist in the right way. So that is why we need a constitution, because it defines the nature of the political system of a country. Democratic nation. It defines the nature of the political system of a country and defines the power of the three main organs of Indian government, that is legislature, executive, and judiciary. Legislative are the one who make laws. Parliament. Executive are those who implement those laws which are made by the legislature. And judiciary is a Supreme Court. And judiciary, the judges will always have a look on the laws made by the legislature without breaking the basic fundamental, the basic structure of the Indian constitution. So in such a case, this constitution, the book constitution of India, safeguards us against every misuse of power. For example, there might be a member of a parliament or an MLA or a chief minister. They can't do whatever they think since they are in the power. So this book constitution safeguards against the misuse of power even by the elected leaders and any of the organs of the government. That is why we need a constitution. And it regulates the relationship in which the government should be run. If a country, it states that every citizen of a country should secure justice, equality, fraternity, and liberty. And it lays down the duties of the citizens and the rights of the citizens, the fundamental rights, the fundamental duties of citizens. It lays the way in which the people of India have a certain rights. Our constitution guarantees every citizen of India certain rights and dignity of the life, peace and harmony. And it makes a special provisions in protecting the interest of the weaker section of the society. And that is why we need a constitution, a rule in which a government or a country should run. And then there is a question, the need for laws in life. Why do we need laws? These laws are the integral to the functioning of the society. The reason behind that is that if there is any law, you go to school at the correct time, you go to school at 8:30 and you come out of the school by 4:30. You go to the proper uniform, you trim your hair, you trim your nails, you wear shoes, and you write all your homeworks, complete your homeworks, and then you go to school because you have some certain law which provides that, which makes you to do all those things. If there is no law, if there is nothing, you will go to the school as you wish, you will come out of the school as you wish, you will never do the homework, and then you see your education will not have any value. You will not be in a position to learn anything. It is done because of the law which is established by the rules, by the school. So the law is an integral to the functioning of a society. Because a lawless state, if there is no law, a lawless state would be a breeding ground for criminal activities and social evils. You can witness many of the social evil activities, and it will allow the powerful people to oppress the weaker section of the society. So to safeguard us from all these things, we need a law because it ensures the overall safety and welfare of the people of the state. And that is why we need a law. These laws are made from where? From where do these laws are made? And all the law derive its authority only from the Constitution. This means the Constitution is the primary source of all laws. It provides the framework in which a law should be made and executed. Because in Constitution, every aspect and every citizens have been covered. So every laws are made with respect to the Indian Constitution as a basic primary. You see, a rule of law. When we speak about law, this law is the same for everyone. That is why the Constitution of India upholds the rule of law. This means the law of the country are binding on everyone and everybody is equal before the law. Even if he is a Prime Minister or the President of India, the law is same and no one is above the law. This ensures that the country is not governed by the political leaders but by the law. So everyone are equal before the law. It means, it says that no one is above the law. Thus, a rule of law is a central functioning of a person. What is a dissent? Law and dissent. Actually, the laws are made to protect the interest of the people and to safeguard the social activities and secure the people. But if some laws are made against the wish and will of the people, what will you do? The people always disagree with the laws if it is against the will and wish of the people of society. So if any laws is made against the view of the section of the society, or any decision that is taken by the government is against will of the people would raise a voice to this disagreement, and it is known as a dissent. The way in which you show your disagreement to the laws that are made by the people. This dissent allows the people to participate actively in the functioning of the government. I mean the smooth functioning of the government. Even the lawmakers will always have this idea before making laws. If it is against the wish and will of the people, then the people will always give voice against those decisions that are made by the government. So that is why this dissent, the functioning of this dissent when we make laws, allows the people to participate actively in the functioning of the democracy. You see, my dear students, how such a wonderful is Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution is a book in which rules, laws and principles on the basis of which a country or a state is governed is written. So Indian Constitution is the supreme law of the land India. Thank you, students. With this, we have completed our chapter 1.